So in this video I'm going to demonstrate a method for procedurally generating foliage that can be used for bushes or treetops or general vegetation, things like that. And this is a way to do it very quickly. To begin with, you need to build a machine. Turn on grid snap and stamp a cube. Make it slightly smaller and negative, and hollow out the cube. So you have a hollow box essentially. That's one sculpt. Then stamp a sphere beside the cube, beside the box, and tweak the sphere to very high bounce, ignore gravity turned on, and make it movable. Then stamp a simple mover to the sphere, surface snap I should say, and a rotator. Set the velocity in the mover to 20 meters per second. 85 strength should be fine. 0 damping, local space. In the rotator, set the rotation speed very high, strength very high, damping 0, crucially local space on, and the axis should be diversion from the axis of the mover. And now if you hit play, you can see it kind of fly off. So that's good. That's what we want. We put the sphere inside the box, and then if we make the box invisible, we can see what the sphere is doing in there. And it broke out, so something isn't quite right. So we'll bring the sphere down a little bit. Looks like the sphere is too large, so let's adjust the box to be a little bit bigger. See if that works. There we go. Now you can see the sphere is contained inside the invisible box, and it's kind of bouncing around randomly, and that's what we want. So now at this point you'll be scoping all the way into the sphere itself, into sculpt mode, and we'll be essentially adding to the sphere sculpt with procedural generation at this point. And the setup goes like this. You turn off grid snap now. You're going to want some to be able to flow. The foliage tends to be green, but it can be whatever color you want. But I'll use the green spectrum. And the shape can be anything, but I'm going to use something that I can make look like a leaf fairly easily. Let's make it a little bit looser. The important thing here is to make sure that you're in smear mode. That's really important. Now let's get the kaleidoscope going. You don't want it to be too high. I like to use 2. I wouldn't go higher than 3 really. Let's do 2 for now. Now, when you smear, here's a point where you're going to go outside of the normal intended uses for these tools, but it works. So now, before you do anything, you're going to hit play, and you'll see that this is moving around very quickly and randomly and erratically. Now, if you start smearing, it'll kind of randomly disperse a bunch of leaves around that sphere. And that's the effect we want. At this point you can remove the logic like this. Just get rid of the logic, and you'll see that you've got a nice kind of a simple bush plant. And you can vary this with the detail tool and get pretty divergent looks just with the detail tool. So if you turn the detail down, you can already see it's a little more blended, and you can go further than that and get like a more kind of painterly look. So you have a lot of control over that, over the appearance just with the detail tool. In a future video, I'll demonstrate some of the variations that you can get on this technique. If you experiment, I'm sure you'll find some interesting ones yourself. Thanks for watching.